Caring Wood is a collection of oast houses on steroids, set in an 84-acre estate and covering a mega 1,443 square meters. This home has been built on a stony outcrop and accommodates 3 generations of one extended family. Michel Lagunderhin met the architects behind this beast, Niall Maxwell and James MacDonald Wright.
James, how does something of this size even begin to come off the ground?
The clients for this house are my parents-in-law, and we had a number of conversations that came out of large family holidays where we were renting houses so that we could spend time together, and eventually that sort of spun off into a brief for a house that we could all come and spend time together at.
So this is one house for mum and dad, and then the 3 daughters and all your respective families.
3 generations.
The jumble of towers appears confusing at first, but when viewed from above, you can see that they're 4 oast houses built around a square core. You enter into the upper floor of the main block, which houses a gallery and concert space. Then you go down to the main communal living floor, all of which is built around a 3-story hidden courtyard. Then off the main building are 4 individual houses with bedrooms for the extended family, which are reached by hidden passageways.
This really is like the modern country house. There's one space that generations of a family can all come together and enjoy.
Part of the original brief was very much an English country house, but we explored the nature of that.
It's a very particular landscape in Kent. It's not something that's replicated across the country. In Kent, the oast is a very strong symbol, and we were keen to capture that.
I can't wait to see inside.
Come and have a look.
Thank you.
You enter straight into a true grand hall that serves as a gallery and performance space.
I mean, this is certainly more than your average hallway.
Part of our brief here was to provide a space for music and art, and so it linked very well that we would have this formal hall.
But as you move down the grand staircase, things become more familiar and more domesticated.
Ah, so now here we are in the heart of the house. But it already does feel much more intimate than those sort of big public spaces upstairs. I wouldn't quite go so far as to say it feels cosy, but it does just feel like a rather glorious big family kitchen.
Although this house is on a massive scale, it still works as an extended family home. The 4 oast houses, where each branch of the family have their bedrooms, break down what could be an overwhelming building into bite-sized chunks.
Everybody within the family got to choose which oast they preferred. Fortunately, everyone chose a different one. My wife and I, this is our room. There's definitely a strong sense of privacy. It's quite nice to know that you've got that sort of quiet space to sit and read or think or listen to music.
But of course, it's when the house is full of the noise and life of an extended family that it really comes alive.
I remember on my first visit, I thought it was humongous, and we often walk around saying, "Where are you?" And someone was like, "I'm over here, look, where is that?"
But James has developed a practical solution for finding lost children.
Come in, children, are you there? Over.
We are here, Father. What's your 10 for?
We are in the room with the piano.
Over.
If the hustle and bustle of family life gets too much, the house has a 3-story central courtyard for quiet contemplation.
It feels incredibly peaceful and calm, and a real quiet spot at the centre of all this sort of family activity that you can imagine revolving around it. It's very meditative.
A lot of thinking time went into this house. There were 3 years spent on design, and then another 3 on construction. The walls were made of poured concrete, and the roof is cross-laminated timber. But despite these high-tech innards, the RIBA judges particularly admired the rich, warm palette that ties the house to the Kent countryside. The floor tiles are made of local clay. The walls are clad in Kentish ragstone. But it's the Kent peg roof tiles that really leave an impression. They've been handmade locally since 1588. For the current factory, Caring Wood was one of their biggest ever orders.
So tell me, what is a Kent peg tile?
Kent peg tiles are smaller than a standard tile. They're flat, they have no nibs on the back, and they have these lovely square holes here. And it's where the expression "you can't fit a square peg in a round hole" comes from.
Ah, wow.
A maker can make an average of 1,200 tiles a day.
150,000 were needed for Caring Wood, and the whole order took a year to complete. Each piece of clay is sprinkled with sand for texture, shaped, cut, marked with a handprint, and punched with the maker's mark.
Right, so, OK. Oh! So how's that? Will that pass?
Let's have a look. Got all the markings, handprint, holes, sand coverage.
Yay!
Excellent.
I like this. This is my little unique marking here.
1,199 to go.
The grey clay tiles turn a rich red oxide on firing to contribute to a soft, informal and welcoming language of buildings that in Caring Wood translates indoors too.
Niall, do you get to visit?
Yeah, but I'm coming as a guest now. Great to experience, and more importantly, it's great to see it being used and enjoyed.
Despite its scale, this contemporary interpretation of the English country house doesn't feel remotely grand or pompous inside. It's really just a big, happy, friendly family home.